I thought we played, it was kind of an inconsistent game, but I thought our second quarter we kind of were able to guard a little bit more and do some things offensively. First quarter, I think we overpassed a little bit more, and especially Erica, she's in the game to score. And I think when she got going, I think it helped us to get going. But in the overtime, it was we were trying to run something to get her the ball to get fouled and stuff like that, and get her at the line and stuff because she can score it. I mean, that's what she does. She shoots it really well. As a team, we had 16 assists. That's pretty big for us. When we can get anything over 10 assists in a game, it's usually pretty good for us, and we were able to do that. And they were tough though, man. They just never shut down. But we did too. I thought at the end of the game we came up big when we needed to.
Erica, what was going through your mind in that moment? You were going to take the shot, and then when it went in, how did that feel?
Oh, I was just like, I had missed the first two before that. And even though, one of them didn't count, I was like, okay, I'm going to make the third one, So I was just like, just shooting it. It was nothing in my mind, just nothing to it. Once I realized, like I said, that when I was trying to pass to my teammates, they were actually going and getting the rebound because they thought I was going to shoot it. But I'm looking like, oh, you open, I'm going to pass. But no, they didn't already turn their head because they thought I was going to shoot it. So when I got that concept, I was just like, I'm going to just shoot it. They not even looking for that. They going to go get the rebound. So, hey.
Skylah, easily your best game since you've been here. Can you talk about, what did Coach tell you? Anything during the game or before the game?
He just always winks at me. He put me in the circle. But he also always tell me to go get the rebound, be tough. All the coaches really talked to me. I know I was down in the first half, because I had made mistakes and I had my head down. I got to give kudos to my teammate Charlotte. She gave me a pep talk and told me to be strong, get out my head and be strong. So, and I also just want to give kudos to my teammates. They kept my head up even though I made mistakes. So I'm just proud to be on the team with them, even though I just get down a lot. But I'm excited for I guess I had a double-double. I don't know what I had. But, yeah, it was fun. So I was excited. So,
Coach, what about her?
Yeah, we talked about it before the game, or really all week, being shorthanded with Cam out, and we might need to play a little bit bigger, and, Uniah was kind of banged up, and, we thought about starting, and I guess our concern was to see how many minutes she could get, and I was hoping her to get 20 minutes, and, Coach Deacon talked about 25, but she got 21 minutes. 14 points, 11 rebounds is big for us. And I think she got some big-time rebounds, ones that we really, there's rebounds and then there's big-time rebounds. She got some big-time rebounds when we needed the ball, and we didn't need to go down and guard. When we get second-chance points and we get second chance to run an offense, at least we're not going down and guard, And I think that helped us to kind of get over the hump too, and it kind of, I think it kept us in the game. And then, in the second half, in overtime, we did a pretty good job of moving the ball around and, finding Erica. They were trying to deny Erica the ball at the end of the game and stuff, and it made it a little bit more tough. But, we knew Erica was going to try to find a way. She knew she was going to shoot it. Beginning of the game wasn't perfect for her, and then she figured it out. But, her teammate, if I'm a teammate, when she has the ball, I'm going to get a rebound. I know she ain't passing. That's not her job. Her job is to score. If she's not scoring, It's what she does, And I think it just took a while. You got to give Marshall some credit too. They took her out the game a little while, and then we were able to get back in it.
I don't know if that was your most offensive rebounds of the year, but it was really close for any of you. How big was it getting those second chances?
Oh, I think good for us because it's not just the offensive. It's giving the opportunity for the offense to score, but it also keeps us off of defense. We don't like. We don't on the defense side. We don't really want a fast game where they got 100 possessions, or even 80, or we like 45 to 50 possessions for the other team, and it works good for us. It's hard for them to understand that part, but man, when you can control it, and that's why we want to run, but we don't want to take chances and try to hit home runs and all that. But at times we do. It's like. Especially when we get tired, and I was kind of worried, I thought we had a good second quarter. In the third, we came out and they just kind of came right at us, and it was kind of like before you knew it, that 15-point lead went to, it went to one, and then also it was tied, and now we were fighting to get back, And I guess that's the thing, when you're limited on numbers, it's going to be, that 40-minute game is going to be really, really long, and you got to be smart with your possessions.
Question for both the players. Skylah, we'll start with you. With it being National Girls and Women's in Sports Day, for y'all to be a part of, big games and overtime, how much are y'all able to help elevate what women's sports is and what y'all are doing on the floor?
To me, women's sports is just exciting. Like, I'm glad we have the crowd. When I think about the question, it's just like I just want the little girls out there that watches us on TV here. Like, it doesn't matter, soccer, basketball, volleyball. I just want to empower them, like, to get out there. Like, we're coming up to do big things. Like, look at the WNBA. Like, everybody is watching them because it's just exciting. Women's sports is exciting. So I'm just excited to be a part of it. Like, I'm just happy overall. So.
Erica, that same thing for you?
I look at the sport as like a seed that's now growing, and I feel like it's growing into a tree. Like, in the next 5 years, it's like this. Now you don't know what it's gonna be, and I just think that it like she said, it's really exciting. Like, a lot of people stop me and tell me they like watching us more than they like watching men or stuff like that because we actually compete, and I'm so glad that the world is recognizing what women bring to the table on different levels.
For any of you, can you talk about the challenge of playing a team that's going to shoot it 30 times outside the arc?
Yeah, it's challenging. It's challenging because sometimes, like, our defense is predicated on help, but you can't really help on shots. Like, on threes, we help on drives. We help on. So it's kind of hard for us when, we're trying to step over and take charges and do the things that we do, and they might not call a charge. They might just pass it out and let the play keep going, and they hit a three. So, for us, I think it's just an adjustment that we just have to keep making, and keep on trying to do, because there's a lot of teams in our league that does that. So,
I mean, I know the defense. I've been doing it for 40 years, and it's hard for them, especially when you get somebody in for the first year and get them to teach it. You can't really. It's hard to learn the whole aspect of it in 1 year. And it's predicated, believe it or not, on position. And it's really for the weaker defensive player. Now, you can't have 5 weak defensive players, but you can have 1 or 2 and still, I call them, hide them a little bit, because all they need to do is force the ball sideline, close out for them. We did not do a good job, and we call it in a 1 if I'm guarding the girl in front of me. If I'm in a 1, I'm not going to be in the gaps, and so I'm not going to be able to cover out and all that. And we struggled a little bit with it tonight. We actually, in practice this week, I was noticing a lot more. And we've been working a lot more on full court defense, and I think we might need to go back and, focus a little bit more on our half court defense and make them understand. It's not that we don't have effort. The effort's there on the defense, and I think they believe in it too. The only defense works is if you believe in it. And I think they believe in it. We just got to do, little minor adjustments, and anticipation is extremely important too. Anticipating the move. But if you're in the right position, it helps. So, I mean, we still got 7 games left, and a few weeks of practice. So we'll get back to work. We'll continue to work on it. And so it's still a work in progress. But if we can ever get it down and where we can get everybody healthy, I think we could. Cam is really, really good at it. And. Jay is too. I mean, they got some kids that aren't playing right now that are really good on the defensive side that could really help us.
Coach, for you, how much does it mean to you to know that you're a part of helping continue to grow women's sports, obviously with you being the head coach?
Well, you might not know this, but, man, me and my wife started a biddy program, which is called Acadiana Biddy right now. They have 1,500 kids in the program. And when we started, we didn't have a place. Nobody wanted to give us a gym or nothing like that. So we went to Holy Rosary that was abandoned, and me and my dad painted it and cleaned the floors. And all we did, and the reason why we did it, there was no girls, biddy basketball for girls. It was like all co-ed and stuff. And we started it with 40 kids. I still say, and I mean, we talked to the city officials. I mean, a lot of it's politics and stuff. We had talked to the city officials and tried to get them to change some of the ways they were running the programs, and we wanted the girls, and they were like, "Nah, coach, you're too competitive, blah, blah, blah." But we did it. And that first year, we only had 40 kids. We had 16 of them that were 7 and 8 year olds, and I want to say there was that another 14 of 9 and 10. That's all we had, and it was girls. And we weren't supposed to be able to compete about anybody. And we finished. Allison Habits, our softball coach, was the coach of the 8-year-olds, and she finished second in the world tournament. And we were talking about 16 kids that didn't know the color of a basketball when we started. and then we play against Kansas. What is it? Wichita, Kansas, where they chose from 2,000 7 and 8 year olds and beat them one time, and then we end up losing. So, that women's sports is always. Since I'm 17 years old, that's all I've coached, and so. I'm one of them, I guess, is what I look at it. They don't, and like a lot of people don't know about it, but that's where my love of it started. It's like when you see a girl that comes out and you see they don't have self-confidence at the beginning, and all of a sudden they're dribbling the ball and shooting, and you see self-confidence in them, then they can be anything they want to be. Whether they want to be, I have presidents of companies, I have vice presidents, and their families did it, but we just helped them to build on what their families did. And I think that's what sports is supposed to do. It's not about the money, it's not about the fame. It's about trying to build a better person, whether it's a young woman or a young man.